one of the things that was spoken across the border was civilian to civilian, let's have an honest conversation. But the question really over here, and analysts over here say that the withdrawal of how many troops will remain post 2014 is not important. What is important is the 2014 elections. That on your side of the divide, they are done in a transparent and a credible manner. We are having elections on our side. We know how difficult it is to have credible elections on the Pakistan side. But what has the Afghan government done to make sure that these elections are going to be credible? We've already seen how President Karzai has been at loggerheads with the opposition, where he said that there is no need for more voter registration, and the opposition has said, yes, we want more voter registration since the 2009 elections. So are we really building in both countries civilian democratic structures that can actually sustain democracy and oppose militancy and extremism?
Thank you. Ambassador Masood, I would like to throw this question to you. Are we doing enough, and is the government doing enough? Is the opposition a real opposition?
Let me say that, of course, in Afghanistan, we are in the process of democratization in Afghanistan. Of course, there have been ups and downs in Afghanistan, but we are still heading towards that democratization. We are hopeful, we are optimistic that at the end of the day, we will reach our goals here in Afghanistan. Before, Mr. Hekmat Karzai talked about the roadmap which was put forward by the Afghan government. That might have been a good roadmap, but since there is no consensus amongst the Afghan people, at the same time, since there is no consensus amongst the Pakistani people, we will not reach a common goal there. Then terrorism can utilize our differences to their own advantages. So therefore, I should come to that 2014 is the election. Yes, we are hopeful. We are hopeful that the election should be transparent. We are trying to get this commission as an independent commission. We are trying to persuade Mr. Karzai to supervise the fair and transparent election in Afghanistan. We think that we are in the process of bypassing another state.
One of the positive things that have happened in Afghanistan is that Afghanistan is not the hub of terrorism. Afghanistan particularly has captured various militants, but at the same time, when I say the threat has changed...
Post-2014, do you see that strength to prevent Afghanistan from becoming one?
Absolutely. I think Afghanistan now has a security sector. Afghanistan has institutions that it did not have. And Afghanistan has the support of the international community. Bushra Gohar talked about militancy in North Waziristan. There's not just militancy in North Waziristan. Let us look at Karachi. What's happening in Karachi where there's militancy all over? Let us look at particularly Balochistan. Look at where the minorities are being hunted.
So you think no militancy in Afghanistan, it's all on the other side?
No. That is not what I'm saying. I'm telling you that there are problems on both sides, but at the same time, we need political will on the other side, and at the same time from our leaders to identify this threat and deal with it.
And very last comment. The election, are we prepared to use the election as an instrument to create a situation where these things are addressed properly?
It's a huge opportunity. Right. If we do not have a successful election, it will have a huge impact.
Okay, Manizia, with that, I'll come back to you, please. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Najmuddin Sheikh, you had something.
I just wanted to make one comment with regard to what Ambassador Masood said, that the blueprint that was sent to Pakistan and that I thought was agreed between Pakistan and Afghanistan for reconciliation was a blueprint that does not have consensus in Afghanistan. Now, this is one of the issues that is going to be a problem. The second, and I think this is more important, and this is something that I would like to reiterate, that there is miscommunication between Pakistan and Afghanistan at the governmental level. This needs to be corrected. I think we need one CBM that can be done.
Which is?
Which is the Afghan side should say, okay, we are trying to move ahead. Here are the names of the Taliban that you should seek to release. And tell us in advance that they are being released so that we can monitor them and we can use them in the reconciliation process. And on Afghanistan side, if they say to us that, look, Kunnar and Nuristan is as much a problem for us as it is for you. We have limited control there. Do not blame us for what is happening from Kunnar and Nuristan. We are sending Fakir Muhammad back to you. I think.
Okay, so that is a very solid. That is a very solid CBM that you've suggested. Let's see if it can be done from the Afghan side. Bushra Goharji, quickly, and then we will.
Okay, on the people's
one more
level,
CBM. If you can suggest
yes,
more CBM.
On the people's level, I think we can open our, in fact, facilitate people traveling back and forth.
But there are 3 CBMs that have been suggested. People-to-people contact, and the second one is that you give us the name of the Talibans, we will release those Talibans, and in return, Mullah Fazlullah should be brought back to Pakistan. Fakir Muhammad should be brought back to Pakistan.
The first part will go to Mr. Karzai, and then the second part to Mr. Nabil, and we'll get the audience later.
The logic that was used to bomb Kunar is because Fazlullah and Fakir Muhammad is in Kunar. So that's why we are bombing it. By that logic, Afghanistan should bomb most of your cities. But we are not doing that. And in your bombings, all you're doing is killing civilians on CBMs, particularly on CBMs. We had recently suggested a CBM for the religious authorities to come together and conduct a people-to-people discussion, to look at the issue of militancy, to look at extremism. But what happened? What was the response on the other side? How can you have a CBM in an environment which does not allow for any kind of CBMs?
Why just limit it to the religious groups sitting together? I have suggested that the parliament-to-parliament sitting together should be increased, the engagement should be increased. We can have sports, you know, encouraging youngsters to meet together. We can have cricket matches and things like that. I question this whole focus on just religion and Taliban's, and, you know, as if
find an out-of-the-box solution.
Out-of-the-box solution from this whole thing. Yeah.
Mr. Sultan Zoe.
Mr. Nabil, please address the Taliban's question.
Yeah, just quickly, it was mentioned that the names of Taliban were given to Pakistan side and they were released. I think that's not the true. These names or these Taliban were picked up by Pakistani side. We never gave the name of Mullah Dawood Jalali, who was killing Afghans, and he was the shadow governor of Taliban. We never gave the name of Mauli Ahmad Gul. Yes, we requested them several times, since they don't have strategic value for Taliban. They are more tactical. Give it to us, hand it over to us. We will questioning them. That was one. We never gave, and they were released, and even the names were given to us after 1 week or 2 weeks.
So it was a misinformation.
We gave the name of Mullah Biradar and his team to be released. On one side, we are saying that we are releasing Taliban based on request of Afghan government. But on other side, there are very clear evidence in the past 3 months, 12 Taliban who were willing to talk to Afghan government, who were willing to
engage in peace.
They were arrested, and later on they were killed. We have the name, the families came back from Quetta. We have all the detail of these. You know, we are saying that please stop these sort of things.